Now, your Weather Authority forecast from David Bernard.
Well, we're seeing an unfortunate sight in the western Gulf of Mexico this afternoon. A major hurricane developing before our eyes. A very broad circulation covering the entire northwestern Gulf of Mexico. And the core of that hurricane has really consolidated this afternoon. So much so that in the last 90 minutes, that eye has popped out with huge thunderstorms going off on the northwestern side of it. It's generally moving to the northwest. It was moving north. I think it's bending even a little bit more, potentially west-northwest. We'll find out when the hurricane hunters are in there. But nevertheless, it is on a deadly track toward the Texas coastline. 85-mile-per-hour storm at 4 o'clock. I'll have an update at 7 o'clock this evening and a full track and intensity update coming up at Fox 8 News at 9 and 10. The movement was north-northwest. Again, I think it has more of a northwest component to it now. And the pressure, 976 millibars and dropping. The forecast for later tonight for this to be a Category 2. It may already be there. And a Category 3 during the day tomorrow with 125-mile-per-hour winds, making a trek toward the middle Texas coast near Corpus Christi or perhaps a little bit further north. But what happens after that? Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it gets inland and slowly drifts back toward the Gulf. Now, that may not happen because remember, it's not about the center line all the time. And when you see a cone in a big circle, that means the hurricane center doesn't really know where it's going to be. It could be anywhere further inland or it might be further out in the Gulf. And then based on that, as we go into Tuesday, some kind of northeast movement back along the coast is forecast to develop. The computer guidance is indicating generally that northwest movement toward Corpus Christi into Saturday morning. That's where the landfall would be. And then the lines kind of squiggle around everywhere. And that indicates probably we have a stationary storm into early Monday. We still have this. This is the new hurricane model from the Hurricane Center, the HMNI. And that is consistently saying it's going to take it into Mexico. Viper's been indicating that too. The remainder of the guidance generally indicates a northeast movement next week. That's because of the high pressure building in from the Gulf, and we keep showing this. I get a lot of calls. Would you please explain this again? And I'm explaining it. High pressure to the east, high pressure to the west. The storm is stuck. That's for Saturday and Sunday, right? Maybe into Monday. And then late Sunday night and Monday, as this dip comes out of Canada, it may be strong enough to grab Harvey and pull it to the northeast, or maybe it'll miss it. I think we need another 36 hours of data before we know for sure what's going to happen. Boy, the rainfall, the rainfall could just, it's hard to even fathom. We've seen this story before, but what is so shocking about it is the breadth of the rainfall, the size of it from Houston to Corpus Christi, widespread 12 to 18 inches of rain. The local office in Houston is calling for 24 inches of rain over parts of southeastern Texas. Folks, that's over 30 inches of rain showing up to the north of Corpus Christi. Now, for us, at least into Sunday, we're going to be under 5 inches. So we're going to see some passing showers from time to time, but the heavy rain potential will hold off. This is our brand new storm surge map that we've got in. And right in this bay here at Port Lavaca, that's indicating they could have water 16 feet above ground level. Again, this is a deadly situation from Corpus Christi Bay northward, and mandatory evacuations are ongoing there. So going into next week, obviously we're watching Harvey. Just a few storms off and on tomorrow and Saturday, but then we could have a heavy rain threat and a coastal flood threat. There's not much on Viper this afternoon. Most of the showers we've had have kind of wound down, and it should be nice this evening with just a spotty shower or storm showing up in a couple of spots. Outside right now, some clouds outside, some sun as well, but it's typical hot, upper 80s and 82 in Slidell. The feels like still 101. We're starting to get some breezes. We're 15, gusting to 22. All right, for tonight, rain tapers off in 77, and then for tomorrow, 91. Sun and clouds and a few storms, and it's going to stay warm and humid. The rain chance, highly dependent on what happens with Harvey. I don't think it's too high the next couple of days, probably about like what we saw today, but that could start going up, especially on Sunday night. And then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we just have to see what happens. If this thing does swing on through western Louisiana, that would bring drier air in by the time we get to Thursday. And so We may have to wait till then, but guys, just a lot of uncertainty in the forecast the way it stands right now. There's no other way to slice it. The Texas situation is really just dire. The best we could hope for, boy, if there ever a time that I want Viper forecast model to be right on this one, it's that one, because it would get it inland and move it over Mexico and kill it. But that's not the consensus right now.
But 36 hours, so we're talking Saturday morning?
I think Saturday morning we're going to have a much clearer picture of not only what's going to happen in Texas, but what could be the impacts here in Louisiana next week.
All right. Thanks a lot, David.